I waited a long time to get a black talon on the channel. We've got the black talon 2. This is basically first day. It's 2 days carry-ish of this knife. So we're going to take a look at it and see how I like it. We're going to use the new scale provided to me by my buddy Ty, the Yup or Nah scale. So let's turn this around and take a look at this thing from above. So guys, this is the Black Talon 2 by Cold Steel. Now, I know you just saw a first day, first impressions video, and that was basically unboxing. I've carried this a couple times, and I'm not 100% sure how I feel yet. So we're going to go through just some initial impressions on the Black Talon 2. Give me a second. I'm going to grab a knife that we can compare it to. And it's the Spyderco Matriarch 2. And the reason I grabbed this is because I'm basically filming 2 videos about this today, because I've carried this enough to know that there's some points that I want to make, and I'm going to do a Spyderco versus Cold Steel on this one. But these knives are very similar. I just wanted to show you the size difference. So this is basically a full-sized Endura, and this is the Black Talon 2. You can see they're really similar. So if you've seen this blade shape, you've basically seen this blade shape. So I'm going to get this back out of the way. We're going to talk about the things I've noticed on this knife, good and bad. So first things first, this is very well done. This knife is very well done. This is probably one of the better Cold Steel folders I've seen in a while. Sometimes there's some flaws in this. This is done exceptionally well. So you're not going to hear me talk about any flaws. There's no machining flaws. There's no real issues there. These are just basically personal preferences. So you've got a G10 handle, S35VN blade that is done in an S style that is very similar to the Civilian or the Matriarch series from Spyderco. You've got this thumb disc that is... Spyderco's thumb plates like this have been some of the best opening methods bar none. I love these. Some people don't. I find them to be extremely comfortable to use, and they give you a nice place to put your thumb for a little bit of extra leverage. They are removable if you need to. And on some knives that I've had with this, I've had to remove them for sharpening just because they are big. These act as a very good, incredibly good wave style feature. Sorry about that, guys. Old Navy buddy called me. I had to take the call. What I was saying is the way that these wave feature off this is great. They are some of the best. I absolutely think these are better than the actual Emerson wave feature. The blade stock on this is not super thick. So you've got a nice weight on this. It's not heavy at all for a large knife. It's very light, and it's done with just simply the G10. There are no steel liners in this, which does give you some weight reduction. Now, this is a triad lock, but this has got to be one of the smoothest triad locks I've had come in. It is really, really smooth. And, it's a very secure lock. That is the most secure lock you're going to get. That's as close to being a fixed blade as you can get. Your blade and handle will probably break before you ever damage that lock. And it's going to continue to get stronger over time as they marry together, and then these pieces lock in tighter with the addition of that extra pin. The pocket clip is a decent pocket clip. It's pretty comfortable in hand. And even though it's a little proud here on this knife, it's in just a really good, very good position so that it's not hot spot. The handles have been contoured out to give you a couple of different hand holds on this. On a large knife, you can get all the way up here. You can get back here. People don't realize that there's a lot of times that on these knives, you can get further back to get yourself a little bit of distance. And it was designed that way. Lynn Thompson has talked about that several times in videos, that you can get here, you can get here, you can get further back here and still be stable and do a longer swiping cut, especially on something that's a self-defense tool like this, where a snap cut is just going to be devastating. The G10 is nice and consistent, and all of the hardware, the pins and screws, have been done in a way that they don't stand up proud. You can see this is a brand new knife, so it is still really clean. It's been in my pocket a few times, but nothing much. And you can reverse the pocket clip. A lot of the Cold Steel pocket clips on knives, it comes with 2 because they're at an angle. And this is not. This is just a straight pocket clip. You can just flip this from side to side, left-handed. This is an ambidextrous lock and ambidextrous opener on this. So that's a great thing. And on this knife, I am not opposed to a lanyard hole being on here. I would have preferred a lanyard post, but you definitely want something for a lanyard on this. So I was really, really looking forward to getting one of these. Now, I did a little bit of cutting with this, but you've got to be careful because this is not an everyday, I'm going to open boxes and cut cardboard and stuff with it knife. This is a knife that you simply carry for self-defense. So it's a very limited roll knife. So that's all the good stuff. And I got to say, this is a very good knife, but I do have some problems with it. So right after you guys hear, of course, from this video sponsor, we'll turn around and talk about the bad stuff. Guys, did you know that Coffee Brand Coffee has more than just awesome on-demand roasted coffees and flavored coffees? They also have tea, cocoa, cold brew bags, decaf, and they have premium candies that will make your family go nuts. So check them out with the link down below to save 10% on some of the best coffee you're going to find. So with every knife, there's some negative stuff. The first and foremost on this is a very big knife. It really is a big knife comparatively to the much smaller Spyderco, which is easier to carry. This is relatively large and can be kind of problematic. The next thing, this blade is very thin, even more so than my Matriarch 2 at the tip. This is something that is going to, I know I say it all the time. People are like, I've never had one break. I think this is one that would chip at the tip. The owner of this knife told me that he has had to fix several of these and Matriarchs as well because of the tip. So that's why, you know, this is a very limited roll knife. And that is another negative, just like with the Spyderco. It is a limited roll tool. So you've got a lot of things going with it that just like may not be what everyone wants. Next thing, there's jimping here, but I really don't think that does any good. I don't see a reason why they couldn't have jimped. I mean, that's a fairly thick lock bar. They could have put some minimal jimping in here so that lock, it would, you know, just not necessarily put it on the thin spots, because you lose any real capabilities of that jimping because the bar for the axis lock runs right through it, the main actuator there. So that's kind of a negative. The next thing, which is the biggest one for me, is, guys, my phone keeps ringing. The big one that really does bother me about this is that the G10 on this, like a lot of other cold steel knives, is very aggressive. And I mean really aggressive. And this pocket clip is tight. It's a really stiff pocket clip. It can be problematic to get it in pocket. Like if this was my knife, I would take a pair of pliers and I would bend that tip up ever so slightly so that it gives you a better ramp up to get under this material. But the big one is with this material is it makes it difficult to get in and out of pocket. And it is a pocket shredder. I don't care so much about that. But what I do care is the difficulty getting it out of the pocket kind of means that sometimes you miss the deployment on the wave feature. And then you have to finish it out, which if you're going to have a wave feature, you want it to deploy. Now, if you're conscious of making sure that you get it and that you yank on it hard enough, that's fine, but it'll move your pants out of position, and you don't want to have to like make conscious thoughts in a, you know, life or death situation, which is what this knife is designed for. So only a couple of really bad, just a little kind of things. I think that the original Black Talon, I'll try and find a picture of it and put it here. It had different handles, and I think that would have been more to my liking, because there is one last thing. I forgot. Sorry. The position of the cut. This is one of those thin knives that rolls out of the cut for me. And so it would be like it's off the angle I want to cut with. You can see how it sits in my hand like this. So is it a yes or a no? Overall, it's still a very good knife. I'm going to give it a yup on this one because I do like the design. I've always liked the Matriarch 2. I do have to say we're going to do a versus battle video right after this between these two. And I'll bring up the good points and bad points of both. So yeah, it's still a good knife overall. It's a good design. It's striking, and it's just like cold steel. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit more over the top than other knives like it. So there you go. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, send you back out about your day. So all in all, this is still a really cool knife. It's got a lot going for it. It is super smooth for such a big knife, especially with, you just saw that, especially with a triad lock. Typically they're stiffer knives. So lots going for it. we will see how I feel about it over the next couple weeks. I'm not going to do any hard use cutting tests on this. That's not what this is for. But I'll see if I get more used to this, the feel of it, things. It could just be that the things that I found that are negative are just that I haven't carried it enough. But overall, still, like I said, awesome, awesome self-defense tool. So there you go, guys. I hope you liked the videos. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down, but tell me why. If you want to support the channel, there are a ton of links down below for every vendor pretty much that carries knives you want to see. Blade HQ, GP Knives, Knives Ship Free, Vosteed Knives, Artisan Cutlery, Civivi, a bunch of other stuff down there. I have a VPN that right now is like 85% off. I also have got sponsors. I know you saw a sponsor in this video, but I have Dullstrong Knives, Tempered Trail, Coffee Brand Coffee. All three of those sponsor this channel. Check them out. They've got a lot of good products. Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trails have got discount codes built into their links. But if you just want to use a coupon code, you can use Crazy Sharp, all one word. At those two, plus Forge Blade Knife Works and Rosecraft Blades. So Forge Knife Works and Rosecraft Blades have got a discount if you use Crazy Sharp, all one word. I don't make anything on those purchases. I have an Amazon store. Take that, pin it to your browser. Please use it for any Amazon shopping. It doesn't matter whether you're buying wood flooring or floor mats for your truck, it still supports the channel. And I have a membership that is all tier based. There's a bunch of benefits. I've built a private Discord. There's giveaways I do for the baseline and premium guys. I do exclusive content for everyone. The premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series. And I've built a community Discord that's open to everyone. Please join that. Have fun, hang out, be friendly, make new friends. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.